Here's another thing, Steve, because I know you were, a specimen, obviously athletically, still are. You had to get tired. I know you did. And we're talking about at this point, this day and age, we're in August, the dog days. Fatigue. I think that's been a word that people have thrown around left and right. From a pitcher's perspective, when you've had your moments when you've hit a wall, how would you describe that? Because I think that's sometimes hard to articulate when you haven't necessarily gone through it.
I think there's two different kinds of, I guess, fatigue. There's like a dead arm period where you can just say your arm's not fully there. You
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're throwing, a decent speed, but it's not feeling like it's coming out pure. It's just one of those things. Your VLAN might be down, and you just might have that zip on it, and that sometimes happens. I felt like that happened more in like June,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd get a second wind kind of going into the last half of the season where I got out of that. And then there's the tired of where your legs kind of start to fail you, kind of like mid game, or if you pitched a lot. As a starter, it's a little easier, but sometimes your whole thing is by that fifth day, sometimes you're just not fully back near the end of the year. It just doesn't recover as fast. So it's just trying to constantly battle those types of things, and mid game you can kind of see your legs start to fail you. I felt like it didn't happen too often where I felt that way, but you get longer into the game, maybe you've had a couple short outings, whatever it ends up being, and you're getting into the sixth inning for the first time and who knows how long for whatever reason. And it's just like, wow, I haven't been here in a while. And I feel like I haven't been here in a while. And you can just feel it in your legs. So when your whole delivery is based off your lower half getting down the mound, and it doesn't necessarily do it on time, it can mess up the timing of everything else. And I think that you kind of feel that when guys start missing, obviously really bad, whether it's arm side up and away, or they start to kind of try and make up for that, and they kind of spike it low. And then you kind of get that back and forth of they're trying to find it, but they're just trying to battle through some fatigue.
Isn't it the best and the worst at the same time? You feel great when you get through it, but it sucks when you can't get it together.
It's so many times I feel like, we even talking about like Fuji, I feel like he's a guy who's effectively wild and he does it at 100. I felt like I did it at about 90, where everyone thought I threw slower. So, I obviously had super good control, but it's just like, no, I had a sneaky fastball that I was able to get away with stuff, and I threw it around the zone. And I felt like at times when I was out there where you just took off me, I'd probably throw a bunch of balls in a row. And it's just sometimes how it kind of feels out there, especially when your body's kind of feeling like it's failing you and you're out there just trying to find out how to get it done, whatever way possible, dropping arm angles, doing whatever you need to do.